Hello everybody, this is Sandra, the Stamping Bee, and welcome to my weekly Make It Monday, where each week I'll share with you some projects that I'm making or that has inspired me in hopes that it will inspire you to do something creative this week. Anyway, so in case you don't realize, I live on an island called Guam, and in March we call Mes Chamorro, which means Chamorro month. And we celebrate the culture during this month. I think in the old days, we call it Discovery Day on March 6th. So it's basically a celebration of our history, and so it's actually really fun. Hi, Lynette. Thanks for joining me today. Anyway, so being it's a culturally significant month, I thought for today's episode that I would do some tropical themed card, right? So the stamp set that I will be working with is the Timeless Tropical. It's sort of a oldie but goodie type of a set, and very useful in establishing a very tropical theme. It has all the elements of the tropics, right? Okay. And before we dive into today's project, I also wanted to remind you that the promotion Savings Are in Bloom is still ongoing, and it will be ongoing through the end of March. There's an array of products that are being marked down 20%, which is an excellent deal. The most exciting promotion is this mini machine. This is 20% off. So instead of $60, this little machine is only $48. It's really a great little machine, and if you have the habit of, say, crafting with your friends at their house, this is something great to bring along. I have one at my daughter's apartment in the States, and so it's not like the big one, of course, but it is doable, and it's something that you can work with if space is at a premium. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining me today. Anyway, so that's that. And savings, I mentioned that. So let me flip the camera around and let's get started with some cards. Okay. So for those of you who are interested, this set is on page 21 of our annual catalog, and it does come with corresponding die set. Okay, some of them are not here because I am getting that ready for my project. So I hope you enjoy the cards that I'll show you today and have a little taste of the tropics while you're at it. So the first card I wanted to make is this card. Oops. This was a card I created for a sketch challenge. So I thought it was really interesting. I like this little piece right here. Anyway, this piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I'm really actually liking this size. It's a smaller footprint, and instead of making things squish, I think it really focuses on this. It doesn't necessarily make it too confining. I actually like how this works. So I hope you like this particular one too. Hey, Becky. Wow. Thank you for joining me. Today must be a good day for everybody. Anyway, so let's get started. So for the first thing is let's make the plumerias. And for that, I like using my Stamparatus, and I'll show you why. Okay, so let's get started. So the Stamparatus does come with magnets. These are very strong magnets to hold down your work, but I don't use it because I have an ICD installed in my heart, so I cannot use anything with magnets. So I instead will use washi tape to hold down my paper. And so let's get started. So with the plumeria, I love it in white and with a touch of yellow. So I'm using Daffodil Delight. And let's put some color on here. Okay. pretty, right? But we're gonna make it even more special by adding some shading. And you'll see why I like having the Stamparatus, because it allows me to go back there and add color without messing up. So what I'm gonna do is, with my sponge dauber, grabbing some color from, this is Mango Melody. And what I'm gonna do, here, let me move this. And what I'm gonna do is just dab on the color, okay? And this is why you need to make sure that you have the paper secured, because you're going to go back down again. Okay, it's a little shading there. Let's build it up. Okay, I think I'm still in the camera. I'm always worried that I'm going off camera. Let me move this up so you can see. So again, making sure that it's in the right position. See? See how it's building up the shade? I don't know if the lighting here does justice, but if you're here with me in person, you'll see the shading of the orange and the yellow. You could also very well apply directly to it. Just a tad bit. Okay. See how we're slowly building up the shading? And then what I'm going to do is, let me close this, do one more shot of this Daffodil Delight. Okay. So let me blot out, because I don't want to wet my stamp yet. So let me give this one more for definition. Again, making sure it's set. So there. Okay, see the shading? Contrast that with, let me grab this out. Okay. I want to contrast that with, say, if you didn't put all the shading, and you would notice it is a very dull color. Let me see there, okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't gonna do that. So again, yellow, whoops, sorry. See the difference? This is just straight with yellow, and this is with a bit of the shading with my Mango Melody. A little bit more definition to the flowers, correct? Hi, Faith. How are you? Are you in the States or are you back on Guam now? Hope you had a good trip, safe travels. Anyway, so let me move this aside. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut them out. So with the magic of preparation, because I'm sure you don't want to see me stamp the whole session, so I've gotten these others ready to go. And let me grab my little machine, and we will cut that out so you can see how it works. So with this, you want to make sure that you stagger the piece here, okay? That's the only important caveat for this mini machine, is you want to make sure that these pieces are staggered. And so I'm going to put this here. And this is the fun part. Sometimes I forget, oh, wow, I did it right the first time. Oh, no, is this the right one? Yeah. No, it's not. So let me try this. There must be a way that I can mark it, which side, okay, here we go. This is the right way. Okay, so where's my other piece? And then we're gonna slide it in there. See this handle move? That means it's right. And there you have a beautiful plumeria. This was a set that I used, I think, a few years ago for a swap for our Stamping Up convention. And I made, I think, 50 to 60 cards, and each card had at least 3 of these flowers. Yes, it was crazy trying to do them all, but I did it. Anyway, okay, so that's that. So let me bring the card back out so you know where I'm approaching next. Oh, that's the reason why I need to keep my machine here, is I need to cut the leaves. Now you're wondering, this is not the leaf in this set. Well, let me tell you, plumeria leaf does not look like this. And if you live on Guam, and if you know plumeria, this is not a plumeria leaf, okay? So, lucky me, what did I find in the, what's that set? Oh yeah, this is Season's Blessings. Look at this. This, to me, looks like the plumeria leaves. Don't you agree? For those of you who live on Guam or who know plumeria, tell me, isn't this the right leaf instead of that leaf? Anyway, so, all right, so let me go ahead and cut this out. So I wanted to do this step online on the video with you, is to show you that the mini machine can take different types of dyes. So you're not really limited. Okay, there we go. That's right, Becky. The leaves has to be correct because it is a fat leaf like this, flat, long leaf. It doesn't look like that other leaf, oak leaf or whatever you call that leaf. I think it's okay with a hibiscus, but not for my plumeria. Anyway, so there we've got our leaves. So we've got, of course, for an island card, I usually tend to gravitate towards the crumb cake because I just think it's island looking, okay? And then so for this card, I went ahead, because I chose this as my little top border, I went ahead and embossed this sheet with the Timeless Texture embossing folder to kind of give it a more uniform look. Okay, and how do I know how to stick these two at the end to make sure it's the correct measurement? This is what I do. This is my 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 sheet. So I go ahead and turn it around, and I'm going to put my glue on here. So let me go ahead and do this. Okay. So I'm going to put this here to give me a gauge. See, I'm working backwards now, right? I mean, from the back. So I know that's the dimension. So here's one strip. Now make sure you're doing it the opposite way because we're going backwards. Oops. And here I will stick it on here. That way I make sure that I'm not unnecessarily making it too long, which will distort the proportion. Okay, so there. That's how we do it. And then we'll put this away, and let's mount this onto the card. Okay, I think I might put some here, put some here. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, and so it's really, this is where I say my inner desire to be a florist comes through here. It's like, how do you arrange these flowers? Basically, you just arrange it however you want to. So I am just going to look around here, because you know the leaves are going to surround the flower. So what I do is I will put some tape here. And let's see, this is the fun part where you're actually trying to see where the flower goes. So you can do that, right? So that's one flower. And then, let's see, you could do one See, I want to make sure the leaves show, right? Because what's the point in having leaves if it doesn't show? That looks like a good point. So I'll just go ahead and put that there. Whoops. So let's see. So we can do something like this because I want it to be, for it to have an angle. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then the last piece. I always like to work in threes, in case you haven't realized. Odd numbers, right? Odd numbers. So this one, I think I'm gonna, because I wanted it to move forward out there. There we go. I think that should be good. What do you think? And then, of course, the last piece. Oh, and before I go on, I'm gonna cut this because we don't need this, okay? Okay, so that's gone. Yep. So that's the one that's going to show. So let's see, I kind of wanted it that way. So there, I think that would work. So a big piece of tape. I mean, it's just layering and see how you like something. Yeah, I think that would work. So there, right? So here's your plumeria bouquet. Hi, Nola. Okay. And I'm going to do one right here for good measure. There we go. Okay. And I always like to have them hanging off of the main part here. There. Okay, so then we're going to bring in the little flowers with the little stars. These are a pain actually to do, but actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do this greeting first. So what I did was a little note, and in case you're wondering, this is from the March paper pumpkin, a little note, and this particular die is from Waves of Ocean. That die, the Waves die cut, okay? And so this particular jute is not available right now. It's retired, unfortunately, but I just couldn't help using it because it's just so appropriate for this island card. I'm sure you can find some other jute pieces in your stash or just use the linen thread and just bound a couple times, right? Okay, so there we go. And what I like to do is just start spreading it to give it that natural, disheveled look, right? And let's do this one. Okay. And I'm going to cut this about here. Right, I think that should be good. And then give it that disheveled look. There. Okay, so let me use my three-dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals, and mount that up. Okay. I'm going to use 3 here. And come on, come out. There we go. So I'm going to position it. Let me see. Well, I kind of want it to keep the leaves and the flowers, so I'm going to do it right here. Okay. And let's get working with the little flowers then. So this one, because it's tiny, I usually like to use my the green glue. Okay. Okay. So I always start by inserting one underneath the greeting. I mean, I don't know why, but that's just a habit of mine. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, And then let's work on the second one. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then the last one. So you want to do a triangle, which is what's pleasing a design element. Okay, so this one I'm going to just hit it right here. Oops. All right, so these little stars are up to you if you want to put them in there, but since it's cut out already, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know why this is sticking out like that. Anyway, I'll work on that later. But, so I just dab a little bit, and then very carefully try to put that on there. There we go. There. Ah. Okay. And I'm going to put one right here. Okay. And then I'm going to put one all the way up here, probably. I mean, I'm not really following my card, but because have fun. Each one is unique, right? Okay. Don't know why this one's sticking out like that. Anyway, oh there. So here's my first card. Hey Roz, how are you? Thanks for joining. So what do you think of this card? Pretty neat, huh? So this is my Plumeria card. Okay. So let's put that aside and let's work on the second card. So the second card I had is this hibiscus. Okay. Now, for those of you who are following my page, you will know that I've been making a lot of cards with this particular set of note cards. And these are from the Abstract Beauty Cards and Envelopes. I just love them for the no mess watercolor background. So just to refresh your memory, these are some of the cards I've made already from that set. Just love it because it's just so easy. So if you're needing something, this is such an easy card because the flower is so big that it pretty much takes up the whole card and you can call it done. Okay. So let's work on this card. So let me bring out my Stamparatus and you'll know why I'm doing my Stamparatus. Oh, before I start, in case you're wondering how I'm getting all these color shadings, well, surprise. I use the Oceans DSP. If you guys have not gotten your pack of this, I strongly recommend getting a pack. Not only because of the versatility. As you can see, I have been working on projects that have nothing to do with ocean. I mean, this has nothing to do, I mean, well, yeah, it does, because it's island, right? But as you can see, I don't use it as ocean. I'm using as a background, like a faux watercolored background for my images. And the reason why I am recommending it highly for you to get this is, even though it is with this bundle, Waves of Ocean bundle, which includes the stamps and the dies, you can buy them separately, but most importantly is because these little embellishments, these accessories, are not going to be available in the new catalog. So this will be in the new annual catalog, which comes out in May, by the way. So keep your eye out for our catalog launch message. But anyway, so this particular Waves of Ocean DSP is not going to be available. So I highly recommend getting that. Of course, if you had earned a pack of those marble paper from the celebration, that would work too. So basically, so what I do is I just stamp the flower, and I'll show you, stamp the flower on the corner that I like. Okay, that's why it's cut out like this. Similarly with the leaves, I just pick a corner. Actually, it's not this paper, but because I know I'm using Granny Apple, I pick the part where there's a lot of granny apples. Anyway, so let's get started. Okay, let me bring out my supply. So the first thing is I'm getting my Stamparatus out. I'm gonna put away my plumeria now, and now I'm going to bring out my hibiscus. And let me just see here. So I want to position it so that I know where I'm going to position it. And where is my, oh, there it is. Now I want to make sure that you, okay, set that there because you don't want that to move. And let's see, I'll put it right here. Here, okay. That's the fun of it because you know in nature, flower, if you look at a flower or leaf, there's great variation in the shades. It's not totally like a flat color, correct? So this one I believe is Calypso Coral. That's the color that they put on the package. And I'm going to use Poppy Parade to highlight it. Okay. So I love my Stamparatus for this type of work is so that I can re-stamp an image over and over again while I'm building up the shading and the coloring. Okay. So there you see it. Now it doesn't seem like it's much, but believe me, we'll get there. And so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to get some definition. So let me grab this. And I'm going to blot this so that I don't have too much of the ink on my, this is Bumblebee. Okay. And off we go again, making sure that it's lined up. All right. So if you see it in real life, you will see the yellow, but the light is probably, so let me do this again. So you just build up the color until you get the desired effect. Okay. And if you wanted to, and in fact, I think that's what I did with mine, is I put a little bit of this in there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change it a bit and use this color. Right? Nothing like being on live TV, live video, to change up some colors. So keeping my fingers crossed that this will work. Okay. Ah, yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, so then what you do then is you blot it again and you put another layer of your Poppy Parade. So it's like double strength. There you go. Okay. So then you cut it. Well, you don't cut it, you die cut it. Okay. Let me put this aside so that, there we go. So I think I'm done with this today. Close this. And bring this out again. Again, stagger it. And you've got this, let's see, let me see where it goes. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm doing pretty good today. Because sometimes it takes me forever to figure out which area, which side it is. Okay, so where's my other, where did it go? Oh, here it is. just love live video when you're trying to hunt and peck, trying to find things. Oh, let's do that. See, this is where I wish I'm able to stream some music so that as I'm fussing with this, you guys can be entertained with some music. But alas, that's not happening. So off we go. Yep, see, this is going all right. And there you have it. See, when it's on the paper, it doesn't look like much, but once you take out the paper, then you will see the flower, okay? So let me put that aside. And let's see. So that's how we made the flower. And you know what? I'm realizing that I don't have another, let's see, let me go do this. Okay, so instead of that one, I'm going to use this one. Oh, silly me, I had forgotten about this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I have already cut out my leaves. These are from the ocean paper, okay? See how realistic it looks? So let's get started with that. So the first thing is I'm gonna do the leaves. So I did cut one wrong or mistakenly at the edge. So, but this one you can still use it because it will be hidden, okay, by other leaves like this, right? So let me go ahead and position these leaves. So, because don't throw things away just because you accidentally cut off a bit, because you can always hide it, right? So let me go ahead and do that, okay? And, oops. Let's move it. There we go. Let's see what do that. Okay, and see how the variation is. See, this leaf would have a little bit more white. That's okay too, because if you look in the wild, there are some leaves that are missing some pigment. But I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to use this particular one. Okay, and I'm going to use this as a guide as to where I want it. So if I put that there, I will probably need to put this up here, okay? So that's where I'm gonna put it. See how much fun it is? It is just flower arranging 101. So again, let's see, okay? Yeah, I think that should work. And before I put my flower on, I'm going to put this little thing. I think they call it a nest. So what I do is, let me grab my glue dot. I usually start with a glue dot. I'll put it here, okay? And one edge will be on here, okay? And then I'll just start curling it around, okay? Let's see, what do I want to do? Does it look about big? Because I want to make sure that, there we go. Yeah. Okay, there. I don't know if it's going to show, but oh, it might. Okay, yeah, okay. So then I'm going to use these to anchor it down, right? So I'll anchor it down with one of these and the rest of the flowers. Let's see, how am I doing in time? Ooh, time flies when you're having fun. Because I really try to make my videos about maybe half an hour, because I realize your time is valuable. But this one, looks like I'm, so there. This looks about right. Okay? And then we'll just put our little bling on here. Oh, let me put the greeting on. Where's my greeting? Oh. Here is my greeting, okay? And for those of you who were with me last week, you'll remember me saying that one of the things I loved about that beautiful tree die is this particular label die, because I love the edging around it. Isn't that pretty? So I am going to mount this up, okay? Now, remember, this is already mounted up, so I only need to put the Stampin' Dimensional on one edge, okay? See, reusing, and there's no waste around here, because you're not going to see this, right? I mean, you're only seeing this because I'm making it right now with you, but, oh, let me see, I think that should be good, right? So there. So then we put in our little bling. These are the adhesive, I think artistry blooms or something like that. So again, I like putting something underneath my greeting because subconsciously I think it highlights that, right? Oh, I put it too soon. Okay, well, that will have to do. Okay, and another biggie, oh, I don't need that one, up here. I just love these self-adhesive dots because it's just so easy to use. Okay, one here, and maybe one here. What do you think? Simple, right? And it's made simple because the background is already done for you. So that's the shortcut. So why do things the hard way when you have shortcuts, right? So what do you think? Which one do you like better? Okay. I think in hindsight, I should have put something else to mount this to make it smaller, but it works. Okay, I know we're running out of time here. So let me move on to the third card that I planned. This particular card is a case from one of the concept artists who made a card like similar to this. And I love the way they're using it outside the box, is using the treetops as a border around this. Okay, since we're running kind of out of time, I might, should I do it for you? I think you know how to do this, right? Let me just go ahead and do it. Because it's probably easier that way. Okay, so for this particular card, what you need to do is you have your coconut tree, and you will just start stamping with a light one first, okay? Just the treetops, okay? I usually like to start at the angle, okay? I want to make sure my angle's covered, okay? And then I'll go around. The paper. Okay, and then I'm going to go back with a darker shade just for interest, right? Okay, so again, I'm only using it a few places, not all. Okay. And there you have it. So that's a border there. And then let's do the card. So the card's a basic card with heavy basic white, and this one is from the Heart and Home. Okay, so let me glue this on. And my trick to doing a full front with DSP is just to stand it up. There you go. Okay. And this, and then I cheated and I made this already because I know how hard it is for me to make a ribbon when I am on camera. So to save the embarrassment, I went ahead and made this already. So the next thing we need to do is the tree. So with the tree, let me clean this up so there's no mess. Okay, and with this, as I said, I always like to have a little shading, so I am going to use my markers. This is what the markers are great for. So let me go ahead and color in the trunk. Okay. And coconut palms are not totally green. Sometimes they have some yellows, especially the poor trees here on Guam being eaten by the rhino beetles. So, okay. I'm not being very picky about where I'm coloring. And where is my green one? I was just using it. Oh, where did it go? Okay, I'm gonna calm down and then the pen will show up. And you guys are probably seeing it and I am not seeing it. So I had a green one. Oh, where did it go? Oh, here. Okay, this is so much fun, right? Going on video. Okay, so then I'm just going to color the rest. I just want to make sure I'm on camera, because otherwise you'll be wondering, what am I doing here? Okay. You always want to do the lighter color first, okay? And there you go. Little touches of shade, right? And then now we're going to cut this out. Oh, I thought I was going to be done with all my cutting, but I am not. So again, we bring this out. Okay. My sandwich. Making sure that it is staggered. And this die. So let me pull it in so that you can see where I'm going. I think that's that. Anyway, so what do you think? So remember I said that our new catalog comes out in May. So starting this weekend, actually Wednesday, late Wednesday, we will have a list of the retiring products. So if you have a stamp set or a bundle that you have your eye on, you might want to make sure you check the list, because once it's retired, you won't be able to find it anymore. I mean, you could probably find it on eBay or something, but probably very expensive. So, so be sure to check my Facebook page for the latest listing, starting, I believe, Wednesday afternoon, maybe Wednesday evening, to see what the retiring products will be. And yeah, so let's see. So what am I doing now? Oh, okay, so I'm going to now adhere this. Oh. There will be lots of new products, new colors. I don't know whether you have been following my page where I've been giving you clues as to what the new colors will be. So if you haven't, go check out those posts and see. Oops. Oh, and see if you can guess what the new colors will be. Okay, so let me grab that. So and for the stems, I'm going to cut, where do I want to cut? I'll cut right here. Cut right here. Oh. It's showing. Ah. Oh, that's okay. And then the other one. If you've been following me all this time, thank you for hanging in there. Didn't realize this was going to be so long. And oh, so that's what I was going to say. So with the new catalog year, there'll be new plans, and let me know what you want to see on this channel, on these videos, so I can change it up a bit. Because, you know, with a new catalog year, I might want to do some different things. And if you can let me know what you would like to see, that would help in my planning as well. So be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you would like to see. Okay, and then this one is right here. I changed it a bit, right? So okay. There we go. That one's, come on out. Where are you? There we go. It's coming out, it's coming out. It's like coaxing it out. Let's go, let's go. Okay, there we go. That looks better, I think. Okay, so there. Hi, friend. Thanks for joining. So which one do you like better? This particular sentiment is, again, from the March Paper Pumpkin. See, I told you I liked the Paper Pumpkin stamp sets. They always have nice fonts and nice greetings. So let me bring out all the cards we made today. And so this is that. And then we made this. So now I have a great stash of island-themed, tropical-themed cards to give away. There we go. What do you think? Which is your favorite? Okay, so this is it for this Monday. Thank you for joining me, whether you are joining me live right now or you're watching this on replay. I really, really appreciate it. Please do leave a comment and say hello. Let me know what you're hoping for me to do for this new catalog season, what you want to see. Do you want to see more step-by-step like this, or just in general, what my card designs look like, what I've done? Yeah, and the best, and share it with a friend. That would be the greatest compliment, and I would be so encouraged by that. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great rest of the afternoon, and I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye.